We visited the area of St. Pauli in Hamburg, where Andrew toured us around the community showing us various examples of street art. Afterwards, I asked him some questions on his opinions toward art and the impact it has. To what extent does adding art to a community revitalize the area?
I think it's hard to add. I think these things need to grow organically. Personally, I think, I don't know, like for example here there's Huffin City, which is a brand new area of development. And I think there has been a little bit of attempts of art there, but it seems very contrived and constructed. Personally, I think a lot of these things need to evolve organically for it to revitalize. I don't think it's really be a revitalization technique.
What effect do you think public art has?
I think public art is a means of expression in communities, and so at least in the centers of Hamburg that have a lot more street art, you feel like there's more expression of everyone's, ideas, everyone's philosophies, just what everyone thinks of the city. So it makes it just more of a creative sharing of ideas. You feel that spirit in that area of the city versus places that don't have any street art and are just boring.
Why do you think St. Pauli has avoided gentrification, and do you see developers being interested in the area?
I wouldn't say it's avoided gentrification. I mean, I've only lived here 3 years, but from my knowledge it has changed a lot because it has become like a cool place to live. I think the reason St. Pauli's maybe resists it a little bit is that people who live in St. Pauli live there for a long time. So it's different to Berlin, where people live in Berlin and leave. Like people in St. Pauli live there for like 40, like my flatmates live for 40 years, and you feel really, the roots are really deep within St. Pauli, and people encourage young people to protest and to fight against the system, because they were like punks back 40 years ago. Yeah. So there's this sort of hand down between generations from old school St. Pauli to new school St. Pauli. So I think that helps against the gentrification, but it's still definitely happening.
Are there efforts to remove the art from the community?
Yes, I think it's more a subtle way of doing it. Like you saw today a bit of this where there's this sort of paid art that's happening around, and so it's about not removing the art but slowly putting in this paid for art that's not as politically assertive and just much more, it looks pretty, to try to gradually wash out the political undertones of all the work. And I think this is the way it's being removed in a gradual fashion.
How has public art evolved? Is it positive for business owners to endorse it?
Yeah, so I think business owners do want it for marketing. I mean, I think there's two sides of it. There's the way we sort of saw before, where the supermarket that was destroyed, they put street art there to show, hey, we're part of your community, don't break into the supermarket, like it happened in G20. And then, so there's that sort of, corporate, look, we're part of the community. But then there's the other side that's good, the one we saw, that bottled water company that supports bottled water projects in Latin America. They're paying for street art to advertise their product. I think it's good because they're genuine artists being compensated, and it's advertising quite a socially progressive product. So I think that can be good, but yeah, I think you can do both sides.